So I've been using this Pixel 7 Pro for the last few months, and I decided maybe it's time to move on and try something new, something different, something iPhone Air. My last iPhone was a 15 Pro Max, and I really loved that phone. I really did. It was honestly amazing. And I said, I want a little bit more of that flavor. And you know, the iPhone Air is pretty unique, so why not try it out? It does cost $999, basically $1,000, but Apple's got a really good return policy. So I figured I'd just try it out. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, straight back to the store. So here's how I feel about it. So first things first, let's just get this out the way. The design of this phone is absolutely amazing, and it is quite thin. It is genuinely a really good example and demonstration of the feats of engineering that Apple was able to pull off making this phone. Sure, there's the S25 Edge, but nobody cares about that, so we're not going to talk about it. So what makes this phone really cool is that this bump that you can see here actually houses most of the internals, and most of this part of the phone houses only the battery. That being said, more on that battery life a little bit later in the video. Let's just be honest. The thinness of the phone, it is a gimmick. Sure, it looks amazing, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything, especially when you slap one of these on. Once you put a case onto this phone, you don't get that thin feel in your hand. Sure, it does feel thinner than the average phone, but it feels average enough, though. That's the problem. Once you put a case on this, which you will, I mean, what was the point of the thinness if I bought it for that? And yeah, it is lighter than most other phones, but... And why? Who cares? Like, my normal phones aren't really that heavy. I've never went, this phone's too heavy, I don't want to hold it. So what problems is this solving? And if anything, we're kind of going backwards on some of the biggest problems we have with phones, which is the battery. We want bigger batteries. Instead, we're shoving smaller batteries into smaller phones and saying, yeah, but look at that thinness though. Where are we going with this? However, one of my favorite parts about this phone is definitely the new camera upgrades. The resolution has been increased and just looks amazing, which allows me to kind of get more shots, put them in videos without people saying, use a front camera for this, didn't you? We all know that dreaded front camera look. This gets us a little bit closer to not having that feeling. I'm a big fan of the new sensor, because that means that we can now shoot horizontally while still holding the phone like this in portrait. And that is a game changer. Now, despite this being a 48 megapixel camera, it is not the same 48 megapixel camera from the Pro phones, which means you do get worse photos and much worse